let's be real. In today's real estate market, the very first showing, it doesn't happen at the front door. It happens online, on a screen. And the biggest challenge for any agent or seller is this. How in the world do you capture a buyer's attention in that endless scrolling feed of listings? So what makes someone slam on the brakes in their frantic search and actually focus on your property, especially when they have hundreds of others just a swipe away? That's the first, most critical step, and it's exactly what we're going to break down right now. And look, this is especially true in super fast-moving markets like Southeastern Massachusetts, where buyers are making snap judgments in like seconds. Your listing has to make an incredible first impression instantly. You just don't get a second chance to grab their attention. Okay, so this is where a really powerful solution comes in. I like to call it the power duo. It's a simple, repeatable strategy for turning those listings that people might otherwise just scroll right past into homes they absolutely can't resist. First up is home staging. Think of this as the art of literally setting a stage. It's all about creating these really intentional spaces with clean lines and calming, neutral tones. This not only helps the camera capture everything in its best light, but, and this is crucial, it makes it so easy for buyers to imagine their own life there. And that brings us to the other half of the duo, professional photography. This is the skill of bottling up all that magic that the staging created. A great photographer takes that beautiful space and turns it into an energetic, inviting image online that just pops right off the screen. So when you combine these two, your listing becomes so much more than just, a property with four walls and a roof. It becomes a feeling. And at the end of the day, feelings are what sell homes, period. Now, that all sounds great, right? But let's look at some actual proof. We're going to dive into a case study from Fall River because, real-world examples always speak way louder than just talking about ideas. So here was the challenge. We had a home with really good bones, a solid structure, but the rooms just felt kind of blah. They were a little dark, a little cluttered, and they just weren't showing off the home's true potential. It's a super common problem a lot of sellers face. And then the transformation. Staging completely changed the entire vibe. It added warmth, it brought in more light with some clever furniture placement, and it created this natural, easy flow through the house. Buyers could look at the photos and instantly get how it would feel to live there. And the photography? Well, it just grabbed all that new, vibrant energy from the staging and brought it to life online. The images felt personal but still practical, and it successfully translated that awesome in-person experience right to the listing for everyone to see. And the result? The home didn't just sell fast. It sold for above the asking price. I mean, that is a tangible, powerful outcome that pretty much says it all. Okay, so we've seen that it works, but the bigger question is why? Why is this combination so incredibly effective? Let's get into the actual science of appeal. It all boils down to one fundamental truth of modern real estate, and it's this. Buyers shop with their eyes first. Long before they read a single word of the description or check the square footage, they are having an emotional reaction to what they see. And what's really cool is how the benefits of one great presentation just cascade across all of your marketing materials. Your photos, instantly brighter and more inviting. Any short videos you do have a smoother, more logical flow. Virtual tours feel way more personal. Even the floor plans are clearer because the furniture gives everything context and scale. What you're doing is creating a very specific and very effective journey for the buyer. It all starts when they see that one inviting photo. That gets them to start imagining themselves living in that space. From there, they build an emotional connection. And the final, logical next step, they schedule a showing. You've literally guided them from a casual scroll to a serious inquiry. So how does all this emotional appeal and great media translate to the seller's wallet? Let's talk about boosting the bottom line, because that's what this is really all about. It's a really clear cause and effect chain. You start with better media. That improved presentation naturally leads to more showings from more interested buyers. And what happens when you have more people competing for a home? You get stronger offers. It's really that simple. So the key takeaway here is that this isn't a fluke. It's not a lucky break. This is a reliable, dedicated strategy that delivers incredible results. It's a system you can trust to work every single time you put a home on the market. Which brings us right back to that core idea. Staging sets the stage, photography captures the magic. It's just the perfect summary of how these two professional elements work together in perfect harmony to create something really, really powerful for your listing. Ultimately, this is the entire goal. You want to give buyers a powerful reason to fall in love with the home before they ever even step through the front door. You're creating that desire and that connection from their very first click. And that leaves us with just one final thought. When you put your next property on the market, you get to decide, what story is your listing going to tell?